All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Tone on Location, streaming from conferences. Haven't done these shows in a while. Today, we are at BitBlockBoom, one of the top Bitcoin-only events in the world. And thank you. A huge shout out from the start to the Swan team for allowing me to use the table. There's like no space here to do a podcast. Big supporter of Swan. There is a link in the video description if you're looking to dollar cost average into Bitcoin. And we got a couple of Swan team members right here. We're going to start with John. John, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about Swan, and then we're going to talk about the conference a bit.
Yeah, what's up, you guys? I'm John Chanot. I'm at Special Operations with Swan.
I'm gonna be checking audio stuff.
Audio.
Yeah. Go ahead. Keep going.
All right. Good. Yeah, I'm really happy to be here. You know, to me, Bitcoin is the most important thing that we can be focused on right now. And obviously, we're here in the midst of BitBlockBoom in Austin, and you know, you have like 600 people all descending to focus entirely on Bitcoin. And so with Swan, it's I see it as we're the on-ramp for the public to come into the Bitcoin ecosystem and to buy and hold Bitcoin. So we're really focused on education. We want to connect new people to high quality information about Bitcoin, and obviously help you to custody and buy it and own it properly. Hold your keys and own the most precious asset that has ever been produced, right? So,
awesome.
So I'm John.
Let's get Blake in and tell us what you do at Swan as well.
So I'm Blake. I'm just a loyal customer of Swan. So absolutely love Swan for all the reasons that you should. They're a Bitcoin only company, something you can refer to your friends and family. You know, I use their product all the time. Really trust their team there. Obviously their CEO, Corey. So yeah, just a big fan of Swan.
It's hard to tell who works at Swan and who doesn't. Everyone's wearing like your hats all over the conference.
We're all such big fans that, you know, I was just talking to someone that's a customer. I was telling how great it was, and you know, it's hard to tell the difference between an employee and a customer and a fan.
Yeah.
So, and both of us are. I met Blake in San Diego. Both of us are in Southern California. Really involved in the meetup scene there.
Yeah, it's killing me. Swan's still in California.
Hey man, someone's got to hold down the fort, like behind enemy lines. It's to me, Orange County and San Diego are unique places, right? And obviously doing a lot in LA. We have the Pacific Bitcoin Conference coming up.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. That sounds great. Another Bitcoin conference. There's now like 5 of them around the world, so it's great. 5 or 6 now.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, we need a big West Coast presence, right?
Yep.
To me, the more information, the more people getting together talking about this stuff, the better. So Pacific Bitcoin in particular, that's really our focus. We're reaching out to large numbers of companies in the area, financial advisors, bringing in everyone we can in the area to get educated about Bitcoin.
All right, very cool. All right, everyone is dying for me to look at the price of Bitcoin, and I will do that in between interviews. Blake, do you want to say something else?
Yeah, I was just going to say it's really exciting that they're moving in that financial direction, because there's a lot of boomers and people that are used to working with those Morgan Stanley, Fisher Investment type advisors. And Swan seems to be moving in that direction. And John can correct me, to work with them to help them understand the value for their clients and kind of bring them on board in the more traditional way that they might be used to be bring on board to a financial services company, which is just really exciting for me as a fan of Swan and trying to get, you know, boomers and family members into the ecosystem. It's very difficult for them to jump onto something like Coinbase and register there. So I just wanted to say that I'm kind of excited to see what happens with Swan, over the next 12 months and teaming with those users. And, you know, if you're a financial advisor, great idea to get in touch with Swan.
So what's been your highlights so far?
Oh, the conference? Oh, the conference is great. Oh, wait, I have my own mic. No, the conference has been great. It's my 4th time here at BitBlockBoom. Gary knows I'll put on a good show. We're gonna try to get Gary Leland over here for a quick interview. Presentations have been awesome as usual. Play poker till about 5 in the morning, and no, it's just a good time. It's good to get together with fellow friends and Bitcoiners a few times a year at an event like this.
Yeah, makes sense.
So what about you, John? What's your favorite?
I had a conversation with a friend last night, and he was saying that a common theme right now is
Grab a hat, guys. Enjoy.
Grab a hat,
Get a
yeah.
hat.
spread the love, spread the Swan love. Yeah, man. So he was saying that a lot of the conversations that we're having in places like this are surrounded around solidifying relationships that we see as like very valuable moving into this uncertain time. So like I'm kind of looking. What's up, Paul?
I know. I didn't say Dallas. Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So
Paul, come by later.
all these fucking rude people, man.
No one's realizing because it's not a normal mic, right?
We're obviously recording a really important podcast right now. This is.
So some of my audience will remember the days of Bitcoin Uncensored, where this used to be done like in the middle of the floor and in like bathrooms of events. Those were fun interviews.
Yeah. So all I'm saying is like, he's saying we're entering into this crazy time, and there's so much uncertainty in the financial markets, and who knows what is going to happen with inflation, with monetary supply, with just the economy in general, right? And so we're centered around Bitcoin, and obviously that is going to be, we see it as the arc. It's our store of value. It's the thing that we're relying on to for our monetary strength. But we also need real networks in meat space to like build out, to sustain our lives, and to build future companies and to be productive. Yep. So like you had a kind of a sense of like, well, shit's about to get real, and I want to know who's in this, who's the real deal, like who are we connecting to now that I know I can trust, and moving on into the future.
All right, no, sounds good. Everyone is dying for me to talk about the price of Bitcoin. I'll probably go ahead and do that and then flag people down as they walk by. Any like very closing thoughts? Hey guys, if you look at the dollar cost average into Bitcoin, Swan's your place.
I'm saying, that's it.
Link in the video description. All right, thanks for stopping by, guys.
Blake, what do you think?
Closing thoughts?
Real quick.
Yeah, no, just obviously buy Bitcoin. It's the best money ever invented. It's got the lowest risk on the planet. In other words, it's better than bonds, it's better than stocks, it's lower risk than real estate. It's got the best upside in the history of investing. You're talking about a $450 trillion store of value asset class. And then it's got 2,000 years of monetary science that proves that it's going to win. So it's kind of a no-brainer. You should definitely buy some, and Ton's going to talk about the price.
All right. Thanks, guys. If you see anyone worth interviewing, just send them this way. All right, let's take a look at the price chart, and then I already see some people, and I'm gonna just flag them down. So let me tilt the camera. Actually, it doesn't matter. My camera's in a little corner there. Let me get this out of the way, and here we go. So there was a speech by the Federal Reserve, which I, of course, did not have any time to listen to because I'm here at the conference. I'm looking at your live chat now. We are below 20K, which is troublesome. Let's go straight to the daily chart. You ready?
I've been taken to the conference, please.
Okay, cool. Then come by. Here's the daily chart. As you guys can see, I was very pessimistic. Once the price of Bitcoin fell below this 50 period moving average, we had a bit of a rebound. The last time I did a stream was a couple of days ago. No, I think this was yesterday morning. It already wasn't looking good. We fell down. We are now in serious trouble. I still think the bottom will come this summer, but the summer is not going to end until September 21st or 22nd. That's basically that's when the summer officially ends. So we do have September to still worry about. And after that, we'll see where Bitcoin goes. So with the longer term charts, here's the weekly chart. The weekly chart is in a red star candle. Yes, I know the red star candle was not a continuation of trend the last time it happened. So there's a higher probability that it will be a continuation of the downtrend this time. This trade to the short side would not have worked. But after a capitulation like we had on the week of June 13th, I wasn't necessarily expecting this candle to keep going down because that's a long way down without a breather. We did have a breather. I thought we can go a little bit higher into the moving average. We're not even strong enough to get there. And the Mt. Gox coins are about to get released. So there is definitely sell pressure on Bitcoin coming up. Our allocation, I was not willing to go short. I'm still not willing to go short. We will just wait in a cash position until there is a buy the dip opportunity. Yep, we were playing poker till 5 a.m. yesterday. That was a lot of fun, and we're doing it again today. Real quick, I got to promote my own events. The Financial Summit in Bali, Indonesia. That's going to be November 1 to 6. It is for traders. I'll talk about unconfiscatable later. We're still trying to figure the dates out. The Financial Summit, if you're not an advanced trader, this still could be an event for you. Even if you're not interested in trading, you still get to meet lots of financial professionals and other financial entrepreneurs. And if you are interested in getting into trading, it is still a good event. So it's a good event as long as you are interested in finance and investing. We also do have a giveaway. I mean, it's a chance to win your free $9,000 spot. I see Cassie already replied. I know Cassie. Hey, Cassie, thanks for answering. 3 people. So there's literally 3 people in the world that want a chance to win a $9,000 Bali event for free. I think there should be more than 3 people that want to join. So go ahead and follow the rules. Reply, follow, share, and then we will choose a winner on October 1st based on how much value that person can add to the event. And that's the person that will get the $9,000 experience for free. So check that out. Also, shout out to Kyle and Kyle. It's a singing duo. One of our attendees at the Financial Summit is a promoter. This is like their first release single, and we were happy to share it with the video. So check them out as well. Frankie, you want to do an interview? You're never on camera. Yeah, we're live. No, just on my YouTube channel. We have about 200 live viewers. About 200 live.
Okay.
Hey, all right, we got our next victim. But this is a Bitcoin conference. Man, when I used to do these interviews, I'm going to stop the screen share for a second. Hey, everyone. Let's welcome Frankie to the show.
Hey, friends. Bitcoin Frankie
There you go.
here.
This is Bitcoin Frankie. I'm going to pull up your Twitter.
Okay.
And then share it. So tell us a little bit about yourself. What brought you here? That's okay. How much are you enjoying the event? And what do you do? And you'll talk about Bitcoin a lot on Spaces and Clubhouse. That's where our paths first crossed.
Absolutely. So a little bit about me. I am an Austinite. I've been in Austin pretty much my entire life, and I feel so honored that Bitcoin has made it here, and it's such a hit. I have 13 years in a normie business. I own a nationwide event staffing agency. I hire brand ambassadors and promotional models for live events all across the country. And when COVID happened, when lockdowns took place, my 13-year-old business went to zero.
Oh yeah.
$0 in like 24
Yeah,
hours.
when you're doing events and the events are gone, yeah.
100% gone.
Oh, yeah,
And
this
so-
is just Frankie's Twitter handle, guys. Go ahead and follow her on Twitter.
And I just thought, you know, what do I do with my time? What do I do with my wealth? What do I do? I have a team that I need to care for. And I was looking for investments for my
And how big is
company.
your team? 13, you said?
At the time, I had 10 staff, 10
Okay.
internal staff. I have about 16,000 contractors across the country,
Wow.
300 that are active about month to month, but quite a bit. And I was just looking for somewhere to store my wealth. And this Bitcoin thing kept coming up for me. It was like Bitcoin 200% a year. And there was a big part of my.
Oh, so you took the time in 2020 to learn more about it. Oh, so you're totally
Yes.
new to the space.
Yes, absolutely. No, I didn't know the space, but like in 2020, that's when I really started learning about Bitcoin and how powerful it was, and not really just for the money, not for
I really
the
thought you were in the
investment.
space before that, but I guess not, because
No.
our paths started to cross during the pandemic on Clubhouse
2020.
and Twitter.
Yes, exactly. And I go by Bitcoin Frankie because in Clubhouse early on, I was going by my full name, and then my company's website was spoofed twice.
Oh yeah,
You know,
it's crazy.
It's so crazy. And so I've just decided to
Yeah.
like, you know, work in Bitcoin as Bitcoin Frankie. And like, I still have my business on the side.
And you don't have a link to your business under Bitcoin Frankie.
I definitely do not.
Where is does your business have a Twitter?
It does not, but like,
Instagram?
yeah, I'll connect with you offline on
Okay.
it.
You don't want to share it on live stream. Okay. Wow, somebody that does not want to promote their business, but actually maybe it's a pretty good business.
We're a 13-year-old business, and I think I'm nervous because of what happened early on in my
Oh,
Bitcoin
yeah.
life. Yeah.
All right, very cool. How are you enjoying the event? It's your first Bitcoin conference ever, right?
No, this is my first BitBlockBoom.
First BitBlockBoom.
Totally enjoying it. Seeing all the, you know, all the influencers, all the people moving and shaking, building in Bitcoin. Feels really good to be here and be a part of it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add?
Sure. So I am working on a Bitcoin mining site in West Texas.
Oh, that
Currently
sounds
looking
cool.
for fundraising. And so if anyone's interested in investing in a Bitcoin mining site, feel free to reach out to me.
All right, very cool. Yeah, I used to do interviews like this at like all kinds of shitcoin conferences. And whenever I did it, like especially San Francisco or California, and I would like pull in like random people at shitcoin conferences, talk about their projects, and then I would play a game with my audience after the person walked away. Okay, guys, so homeless or millionaire? Because in San Francisco, you can never tell
Oh, do it for
because they all
me.
dress about the same.
Do it for me.
Yeah.
I want to play.
All right. Thank you, Frankie.
You're welcome.
Doing a great job, and you're gonna hang out with us tonight at we have a big casino thing. I'll play poker tonight.
Definitely.
I know you missed the poker game last night.
Tonight, I guarantee it.
All right.
Bye.
Hi guys. All right, I'm still staying. Let me see who else I can get. Like everyone just came out. Wow. Let's see who else I can spot. Oh, Frey, if you see someone cool you want me to interview, send him this way. I don't. Sorry. Oh, we have Lex for now. On with the government, I'm trying to get this political free for a change. Hey, you want to come by and talk about what your company does because no one knows?
Yes, but when we were playing poker last night, did you find a hat and or keys?
No. No, and I cleaned up the room, so no.
Not either.
No, but yeah, we are on a live stream, so you don't want to dox too much.
All right. Yeah, can I come by in like a few minutes?
Yes. Perfect.
What's up, Tony?
Hey, I'm good. Got Bitcoin mechanic here. Man, I'm so not used to wearing hats anymore. Crazy. How you liking the event?
It's good. A really good event. Nice size, I'd say.
Oh yeah.
Like Bitcoin 2022, you know, the big boy events. Too much shit coins and way too many people. So this is a good scale. Well done to the guy.
Gary Wheeler.
Yeah, hold on. It's a
Yep.
good event.
All right, excellent. And how was your trip down here, man? I know it was a little rocky.
Yeah, horrible. I forgot that you do immigration into America while you're still in Canada.
Yeah.
They don't wait until you land in America. So you got to land, like, if you don't want to be stressed, because you're already stressed, you're traveling with a 2-year-old, if you don't want to be stressed, you got to arrive to Vancouver or Toronto airport like 5 hours before your flight. You got to do that. I didn't do it. I arrived 2 hours before. Man.
Yeah, to have less stress with a 2-year-old, arrive 5 hours early.
Yes.
That's
It's counterintuitive. But that would have meant getting up at 2 a.m. So 3 a.m.
I'm on a live stream if you want to talk about Bitcoin in India.
Sorry?
I'm on a live stream if you want to talk about Bitcoin in India a little bit.
Okay.
On a live stream.
You're on live stream.
We're live streaming now. I'm interviewing people. And if you want to talk about Bitcoin in India,
Okay.
we can do it in 5 minutes. Just hang around.
Apologies. I got it. I spilled some water here.
What'd you do with the mic?
What's that?
Microphone?
It's here.
Oh, you attached it. Okay, cool.
So take it off and give it to
Yeah, no, just hold on to it.
All right.
So it'll be easier. No, you're not done yet.
Okay.
All right, man. Oh, yeah. Everyone's seen you on my channel. I'm going to be interviewing a bunch of other people. Because you're always on my channel anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
But good seeing you in person. We're going to be playing chess later. We're in a chess tournament as well.
Did you sign up?
I did, but they put me on a 7:30 slot because I was the last one to sign up. And I got to run a poker game later, so we'll see how that works out.
I'm supposed to be going out for a meal at 7:30. I was hoping to have won everything by then.
Oh, okay. No. Like round 1 ends at like 7:30. I'm the last guy in round 1.
We're gonna have to push this back till like 9 o'clock.
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure this out.
All right.
All right, Lex.
Yeah,
thanks so
good
much
to
for
see
talking about. We'll start 9. We'll do like a start 9 shout out. So Bitcoin Mechanics start 9. I can also pull up their Twitter. You guys are about to release a new product.
Yeah, but the Embassy Pro, it's been out for, well, the pre-sale has been out for a while now. It's still $42 for a down payment. If you make that, you get a $400 discount. You're buying an Intel NUC with the Intel management engine ripped out. That's hard to come by anyway. It's a bargain. If you were to just buy the hardware alone without Embassy, you would be paying over $2,000 for it. So you're getting a quarter off, and you're getting an Embassy too, which comes with all the support. It's gonna, when we finally release it, it's gonna have ClearNet support, which is the holy grail for this stuff. None of the other nodes in the space have ClearNet because it's too hard to do it with proper security. So everyone just relies on Tor and local area network, which makes everything really slow, or means you have to be at home. And everyone that's using Tor at the moment knows that Tor is just so unreliable. It's under a constant attack. So ClearNet's the way. Once we go ClearNet, we're gonna have email. Self-hosted email is the way. You're gonna have an incredibly powerful device that you know, you're not going to hit the cap off. With Raspberry Pis, we've already got, if you run it, every application that you can run on an Embassy that's already been packaged for it, you will break your Raspberry Pi. It will just crash. They're not powerful enough anymore. And they're also really expensive. So we're moving away from the Pi. We're still going to have the Embassy one for sale, but hopefully that's more just people building their own shit, not buying it from us. We really want to focus on the Pro now. It's a different league. You know, I've been running a Lightning node on there. I've been running a Lightning node on my Embassy for about 5 weeks. It's core Lightning. I've already got about 10,000 sats in routing fees, and that's on a Raspberry Pi. So this stuff is solid. It's built well. I'm like ranked 600 in all the Lightning nodes, and that's me doing that. Yeah, it's crazy. I didn't think I'd be able to ascend that quickly, but yeah, I'm routing like 20, 30 transactions a day or something like that.
Wow.
It feels like Bitcoin 2010.
Yeah, Lightning is really taken off. I'm going to try to grab one of these Lightning companies as well. And speaking of Lightning companies, on. Hey, Gabe, come for an interview in a bit or now.
I'm gonna rush up, man.
Or I gotta get hold on. I got someone right in front of you. Lex, I'm gonna let you go. All right, come on back. Come on back through. Yeah, you good. What's up? Oh, I'm gonna let you go. All right. Oh shit, you want to be on camera? All right. No. Don't worry about it. All right, I'm just grabbing pretty much anyone that interesting that I've met. Let me stop the screen share. Hold on. And let me zoom out the camera. I'm just gonna be grabbing interesting people as we go, and then looking at the price somewhere in between. So we met earlier today. Sir, tell my audience your name, what you do, where you're from, and then we'll go from there.
Hey, thank you so much for the opportunity. My name is Abhay, and we run a Bitcoin Lightning company, which will help Indian gig workers to be able to serve their US customers and collect dollar remittances. We are still in stealth mode, So we don't have the announcement, but you should look out all Lightning channels, and we should be going live in the next 30 to 60 days.
That's awesome. And we were talking earlier, like you thought that well.
Okay.
And we'll get the green candle in a bit. Give me a sec. So I'm just gonna finish up the whole concept on India. And Bitcoin is becoming popular in India. I've been to India in 2019, spoke at a conference that was mostly shit coins. But it looks like there is more Bitcoin interest in India, and there might be a Bitcoin only event in India, which my audience would be very interested in. Because there are a fair number of people that watch me from India.
Yeah, that's yes, there is a Bitcoin event, Bitcoin only event, which is happening in India. I'm not directly associated with the event, but I'm very happy to pass on the word, which is Bitcoin only. So the name of the event is Bitcoin for India. If you Google that, you should see something pop up there. It's expected to be in Goa. On 5th and 6th of November. So please look for it, sign up. I think their early bird sign up process is already on, and yeah, join the community.
All right, I'm trying to find it online, but
So
I'm sure you
Bitcoin
guys are.
for India with numeric 4.
Oh, numeric 4. Got it. It doesn't
come up.
Own website
Okay.
isn't coming up. It's coming up on like event website. Let me see if I can go through there. It'll be a little hard to find
Okay.
for me at the moment. But hey guys, sorry, looking for an event in Goa, and hopefully it is a Bitcoin only event, which is great. I organize a few of those myself, and looking forward to it. And hopefully people will start using Bitcoin and Lightning more in India to help them work all around the world by being in India.
Yeah, and Indians have been really hodlers of gold, as you might know.
Oh yeah,
And
very well.
the whole concept of a digital gold and a hard money intuitively is very deep rooted in the society. Because it's so deep rooted, it takes a little bit of effort to get to across the bridge from physical gold to digital gold. So I request all folks who are not already into Bitcoin to read about it, and it's a journey, and good luck.
All right, thank you so much. We're gonna, I don't know if
Yep,
you wanna
yep,
slide
I
out.
will.
And one last thing. Bitcoin will not just help remittance to India. Bitcoin will remove the word remittance from the dictionary. I've been saying that since 2014. The goal is to remove the word remittance from the dictionary. Because if everyone is on Bitcoin, there's no concept of remittance. It's gone.
Yeah,
That's the goal.
Yeah, that's the goal. So I would just I agree with what you're saying in principle. It'll just be that today remittances are talked about in currency A versus currency B. So it will still be movement of value, but it'll be movement of value within Bitcoin or sats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank
Keep
you.
fighting the good fight. Oh, don't forget that. I'm gonna slide this table out a smidge. You slide that like with your foot, like slide the table out a little bit. Yes. All right, good. Perfect. All right, guys. And we're gonna move it right along. We are here with Green Candle. Oh, there goes Gary. Oh, please take a hat. We are here with Green Candle Investments. I don't want to dox your real name. I don't know who knows your real name. I'm very careful about that. Why am I speaking into two mics? That one's yours. And floor is yours. Who you are, what you do. Feel free to say good things about the financial summit where you attended. And awesome spaces. I join them on Tuesday nights.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I'm Brandon at Green Candle IT on Twitter. I host the State of Bitcoin podcast, Macro Insights podcast, and then I do some Twitter spaces Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern time, and then generally Friday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. That's strictly Bitcoin. So feel free to join and hop in on those. But yeah, like Tone said, I was at his financial summit a few weeks ago now. And it was outstanding. So yeah, I made a lot of connections, hung out, learned a lot of poker, lost a little bit of money, not gonna lie, playing poker over there, but it's great. you know, now I'm glad I get to hang out with him again here at BitBlockBoom. So yeah, always some great times hanging out with Bitcoiners.
All right, very cool. I am going to pull up that website. It's bitcoinforindia.org is the event. Hopefully this will work. There it is. Bitcoinforindia.org, supported by Bitcoin Magazine. Here we are. I wish I could make it. Unfortunately, it's conflicting with my financial summit. Otherwise, I would love to stop by Goa. Goa might be a place for a future financial summit if I find the right resort.
There we
thank you so
go.
much.
Yeah, somebody get Tone to bring the financial summit to India then.
Yeah.
Sounds like that's the next move.
One of these days.
Exactly.
All right, Green Candle. I call it Green Candle, man. I think
Yeah.
it's cool. I think it's a pretty cool brand.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, so I mean, I've been interacting with you for a little bit. You've come on to the Tuesday night spaces. Those have grown and blown up and kind of have a life of their own these days. But yeah, how do you view, I guess, the whole like Twitter space and all that kind of stuff these days? Because I mean, for me, it's pretty cool to interact with people like you and you know, almost all these big names that kind of have this open forum like live discussion. So do you think that that's kind of helping with like adoption and other things and like kind of education wise?
Yes, and I'm gonna start competing with you in spaces because we have to do spaces. Spaces is where it's at now. The Financial Summit Twitter handle has started tweeting out like financial and economic breaking news and other. I don't know if you kept an eye on it the last couple of days.
Yeah, I've
we
seen.
have a new manager of the Financial Summit Twitter handle. You know, they understand trading, they understand economics, they understand TA, and we're gonna start doing weekly spaces as well on everything finance.
There we go. Yeah, you guys should definitely start doing that. Pop up and come in, join the Green Candle spaces as well, and we'll get you on up there and get you talking about it.
Guys, go ahead and follow Green Candle.
Yeah, at Green Candle IT.
Over here.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, man. We got more victims coming in. See, this isn't like in shitcoin conferences, we really get to make fun of them a little bit. Over here, it's a lot harder. Got my old friend, Dave. How are you, brother? Big supporter, always attends Unconfiscatables. Hosted a workshop of mine down in Tampa.
Gotta get you back.
Yeah, you guys got block spaces. You're in so many projects. You're working on Lightning now.
Yeah.
Man, how you doing?
We're doing great. This has been a fantastic conference. Meeting a lot of great Bitcoiners, some oldies, some newbies. It's been all good. We're announcing our Lightning product, Lightning Connect, for businesses that want to use Lightning with their traditional financial applications.
Your block spaces, not block space. What's your
the first one?
Oh, there it is. I'm retarded.
Yeah.
All right. There's block spaces. Still based out of Tampa.
Yeah. But we're distributed. We have team members all over the place.
Oh, Florida is definitely the place to be. This is your fifth event.
No, this is our first BitBlockBoom.
No, really?
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. I for some reason something always came up with the other ones.
Oh, because Florida is so great in August. Why would you leave, right?
Basically, there's so many conferences in Miami too now, so it makes it easy for us.
Please take a hat. Enjoy.
Yeah, we're at the Swan booth.
Yeah.
Got swag here.
All right. Anything else you want to add?
Man,
how's Lightning growing? How are you guys seeing Lightning adoption?
So it's been really interesting, actually. A lot of interest, but it's still people are confused on how to use it in a practical way. So that's what we're trying to do, is make it easy for businesses to start adopting Lightning and get that benefit of fast, cheap, instant settlement transactions on Bitcoin, right? This is what we're here for. This is what it's all about, is Bitcoin adoption. And we think we can make it really easy for businesses.
Awesome. Very cool. Thanks for stopping by.
You bet, man. That was a great, great poker game last night.
Yeah, poker was good. We're going to play again tonight. I got chess tournament as well. I don't know if you're playing tonight.
Yeah, I'm on the waiting list. They just signed their last person before me.
They really want me to play, but I'm at the end of round one. They want me to get a poker game going. We'll see.
Okay.
Might be a no-show.
All right.
So you got to sign up early for these things.
I know. I meant to.
All right, guys, if there is a break in the interview action, we are going to go take a look at the price of Bitcoin. Let me see how I'm doing on microphone batteries. We are okay. We are still up and running. Again, please follow the Financial Summit Twitter handle, as it's going to be tweeting out economic and Bitcoin news 3 to 4 times a day. It's gonna be an awesome place to get your latest news on pretty much everything. Muzz is gonna come by. Awesome. We're gonna interview Muzz of Lightning Ventures, investor in Azteco. You know what? Actually, let me show you guys around. Oh, yeah, all right. Let's look at Bitcoin price. Of course, GBTC took a big hit. GBTC discount is probably at its all-time low. I'm still expecting all of this to reverse. Just got to stay patient, continue hodling, and we'll get there. Price of oil. I am still bullish on the price of oil. I got to look at the stock market. The stock market took a huge hit down yesterday on Fed statements. Let me look at the weekly chart of the stock market. As you guys know, I think this price in the stock market is likely to be the low. So while this is a terrible week for the stock market, as long as it's still holding some of the moving averages, there is a chance it's going to reverse. You guys know my political view as to why the stock market is going to reverse. So I am still anticipating that, even though the Fed has basically said they're going to be hawkish, which is a very strange statement for them to make. But on that news, the dollar is strengthening. Look at the euro. The euro is dropping even more. The US dollar is about to go to a generational high, the highest the dollar has been probably in over 20 years. Last time the dollar was this high was in 2002, so it is 20 years since that event. I am going to dig in a little bit more. Obviously, today's Saturday. Today is Saturday, so the stock market is not trading today. That was Friday. Today is Saturday. And we're going to get someone else to be interviewed. Man, I only got like 2 hours of sleep last night. This is going to be rough, and I got to do it again tonight. Waiting on Buzz. Let's see who else is walking by that I can grab for an interview. And until we get that, I'm going to take a look at your live chat, see if there's any questions. 19.5 has tons of support, as somebody from a live chat said. I don't believe that it does. I can maybe extend this. We do have our middle line of the channel, our old channel, but that middle line was never really support at any point. I personally don't see 19.5 as support. I see 19 as support, but if we hit 19 again, I'm going to be very pessimistic that it's going to be support again. So therefore, I will be bearish on the price of Bitcoin from this point on out until we establish a brand new swing low. So I do think that we are likely to go lower. I see Jimmy Song. I muted myself, guys, because I'm screaming at Jimmy and he's not hearing me. Maybe he'll see me waving at Jimmy. We also have Unchained Capital. Like, actually, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. There were so many people walking all around, but at the moment, I think everyone is inside listening to. So here's what we're working with here. Man, this whole hallway was packed because we were on a break. There's the Muzzman. Is the Muzzman coming? Yeah. Muzzman's coming. So there's very few people in this hallway right now because everyone is inside. There must be a good presentation going on. Jimmy is standing over there.
You want Jimmy now?
No, it's okay. Hey, Jimmy, come by before you leave. I'm live streaming.
You're live streaming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you got 5 minutes, and I'll get Muzz. You sold your hat again?
I did. As part of the hodl nod.
Oh.
Thing.
All right. We got Jimmy Song. He did an awesome presentation titled Linda van der Est. Fiat Holandés. You know, right. You say it on every one of my podcasts, and I still fucked it up. So tell our audience what it is, where that came from, because that was what your presentation was about.
Yeah, so basically I explained that, and that phrase sort of like came in like 2 years ago when I gave this talk at BitBlockBoom. And I ended the moral case for Bitcoin with Fiat Holandés. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna continue this and like tell them the next steps. All right, what must we do to make fiat disappear, basically? And you know, I went through the history of that phrase, Carthago Delenda, which in Latin means Carthage must be destroyed, and sort of like the history between Rome and Carthage, and how Rome won and completely destroyed Carthage to the point where we actually don't know very much about the Carthaginians except through the eyes of Rome, because they're
Right. Well, the victor gets to write the history books.
And I mean, the victor also completely demolished them. Like, they left no trace of Carthage whatsoever. They sacked the city, put it to rubble, and then salted the fields around the city just so that like there would be nothing left.
For the same reason people thought Troy was a myth.
Yeah.
Until one guy walking around with the book of Plato's book found it.
Yeah.
In Turkey.
Yeah. So I mean, we talked about why you know, they hated Carthage so much. And we must hate fiat just as much. And I talked about the values of fiat money, how horrible it is, and how much it incentivizes the wrong things, how it's really a form of soft authoritarianism, not like very explicit authoritarianism like the former Soviet Union, but a much softer version, but still authoritarianism less. And basically, I ended my talk with some action steps. I think we need to get into shaming rent seekers, to getting rid of the entitlement mindset of this very political sort of games that we play in order to get more resources from other people, and instead focus on providing value and you know, destroying the lies of the fiat monetary system. So that's kind of the talk in a nutshell, though. I think I did a little bit more on stage, but yeah.
Yeah, and like you can't even see your table under all the books that you have written.
Yeah, I did bring quite a bit because, you know, I wanted to get rid of some of them, and I lived here and I didn't have to carry them all in my luggage. So yeah.
Well, always a pleasure seeing you in person, Jimmy. I can pull up your website, but I think my whole audience knows at this point. Yeah.
You know, I should go get that URL. All right. Anyway, thank you.
All right, guys. All right, Jimmy. Thanks. We're gonna get the Muzzman up in a minute. Yeah, there was a whole section here supporting HODL. Oh, my camera just decided to follow Jimmy. Let's get that back over here. Get that camera back this way. Sometimes it has a life of its own. Would love to get someone from Unchained Capital whenever someone is walking by from Unchained Capital. We were just at their event yesterday. It was super good. All right, guys. So we'll look at your live chat.
Yeah.
Willie's not here. Willie is not at this event. All right, Maz, are you ready? Because you're the Muzzman on Twitter.
No.
There you are. It's your name. Yeah.
Whoever has the Muzzman, they won't give me it.
Really? Someone has the
Yeah.
Muzzman? Oh, just hold on to that. You don't have. Yeah. All right. You know, we're gonna get back to that for a second. Hey guys, this is an interview that's like 2 years overdue. We're finally doing it here halfway, but then we're gonna do a full proper interview with the Muzzman, who's been a huge part of the Unconfiscatable conference this whole time. helping me organize the whole thing, doing most of the organization, which is the conference you guys all love so much. Buzz and I have worked together for a while. He's now started. He was always the invisible man in the Bitcoin space. I know he decided to become a VC and running chess tournaments and lots of other hats. So Maz, I'm going to introduce yourself while I do screen share on all of your. It'll be a long intro.
The website.
Get ready.
The website is ltng.ventures too. Want to pull that?
I will in 1 second. My
Wow,
camera
this
has to go
camera
haywire.
moves so
Yeah.
fast. This is like a real studio.
All right, so this is your personal Twitter handle, and then we're gonna go through each of these things.
Yeah. So I've been lucky to be friends with Tone for what feels like a long time. I was a big fan of his channel. He needed mining power supply. I unfortunately only received the power supply because they never actually sent the miner. So he came by and picked it up on the Lower East Side. He was at my wedding. That was fun. And yeah, Unconfiscatable. I've been to all three of the financial summits. I actually got tremendous value out of them. I'm not even just saying that. I met somebody who got me going with early stage investing. I only did late stage private companies. I met him at the first one in Bali, and it was awesome. So I've gotten a lot out of them. And we did Unconfiscatable together for 3 years, which looks like it's going to have a fourth year. I think there's going to be more help this year. Last year was a lot of fun. Less stress, but a lot of fun. And I think it's going to have a new date and time. I think Tone will, I don't know if there's spoiler alerts on that, but
Yeah, we're still trying to figure it out. Well, we'll keep you posted on that. I don't want to anyway, we're still working on the dates.
yeah, so that's it. And I've been to every BitBlockBoom actually with Tone. This is the fourth one. I think we missed the
first one. Yeah, we've been here ever since.
We're usually in a hotel room. We actually have stayed together every year except this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my company's Lightning Ventures. We invest in Bitcoin companies and only Bitcoin companies. And we have a syndicate, so everyone can invest. That's kind of the point, is that you can sign up, you can join the group, and all you're going to get from us are Bitcoin companies. Some of them are here. Today, Crowd Health, we just did, really cool healthcare company partnering with Swan Bitcoin. They're a big sponsor here. The Bitcoin companies here today. We have the Azteco booth. We're having some fun over there, issuing some gift vouchers. And yeah, Pleb Labs in the house. They're from Austin. That was a fun deal. So for just like $1,000 minimum, you can join our group and you can invest in deals for $1,000. And you can be impactful, you can help companies, you can do a lot of stuff. Like say, Tone's in our syndicate, say that there's a Bitcoin only company that's rolling out an awesome affiliate program, and they're looking for YouTubers with a Bitcoin only audience, that's something that Tone can really step in and get involved with, so everyone can add value and help these companies out.
Right. So you guys are a VC, so you invest in some of these companies and you do all the due diligence. And then you basically, whether you invest or not, you give others an opportunity to understand these companies and give them a chance to invest through your syndicate.
Right. So you meet a founder, and we also have a scout program too. But if we meet a founder who's raising a round or looking for capital or wants strategic Bitcoiners on their cap table, that founder will give us maybe $100,000 to $300,000 allocation to fill. Then we do all the due diligence. We send everything out. And we pool those investors together in what's called a special purpose vehicle, an SPV. And then we wire that money to the company, and then that deal is closed. And sometimes there's multiple opportunities to invest in the same company. Like we invested in Swan Bitcoin, who's also here, twice. So we invested in the previous round and then the most recent one. And you just continue supporting them as far as you can go.
You also have a YouTube channel where you interview some of the founders of the companies for people to understand better before they decide to invest.
Yeah, so I'm not an expert with content creation. That's definitely Tone's domain. I don't know how you actually get views, but if you are in our syndicate and we're doing, say, a deal for Start9, you might have questions about their business. So we try to collect questions from the syndicate in advance and then we will do a video and get all those questions in there and get the founder to address it.
All right, and lastly, tell us about Bitcoin Blitz Chess Club.
All right, so this is a passion project. It actually uses the money. This is like an extra car payment every month is what it turns out to be. But we have it set up today. We did the first one in Chicago at the Strike office. Rockstar Dev did not win. He did not win, by the way. But yeah, Tone's down there in the bottom
right there.
Zoom in.
I'm playing. I actually know the guy I'm playing against, a friend of mine. So we'll see.
But yeah, so Gary, I reached out to Gary and I was like, hey, do you want to do a chess tournament? Gary's like, I was already planning on it. And we had this little setup. So I'm surprised and I'm happy that it's filled. That bracket system is full. So we have a packed house for chess. It starts at 6 o'clock. It's single.
Wait, aren't you missing 2 people?
No, because the winner goes there.
No, winner goes here. You're missing 2 buys.
Okay. No, so how does that work?
You don't have an even number of players. Like usually it's 16 or 32.
No, okay. Oh, the 2 go to the 1.
Yeah.
And who plays that 1?
No, 1 and 2, your best 2 players should get a first round bye. So that's the thing. You're still 2 players short. And those 2 players will get a first round bye.
Okay.
Because you needed 16 or 32. So you have 28 players, right? So you needed 32 players. But you didn't have 32 players. So I don't know why you didn't do it with 32, right? So if you had 32 players, there would be 4 more players here and here. So you can actually get 4 more. 2 guys, girls play, winner goes there. So you actually have room for 4 more.
Yeah, well, that's good. So if we get a few extra.
Yeah, you got some wait list. I know Gabe's on the wait list.
Really?
Yeah, for block spaces.
Oh, nice. So yeah, we'll get him in. I wish Jimmy Swan was playing. He's actually a really good chess player.
Yeah, he's got family. It's what happens when it's in his hometown.
Mechanics, good chess player.
Yeah,
too,
mechanics in.
So
Mechanics in. But keep in mind, either you get 2 people get a first round bye, or you got to get 4 people.
Well, the 2 worst players get the first round.
Probably, yeah. So I get a bye then.
Tone's pretty good. Tone, anyone can beat anyone, right? So we'll see. They're 5-minute games, so I don't know. Nobody can beat Jack Mahler's other than that.
Hey, so the focus of Lightning Ventures is to invest in Bitcoin adoption projects. And so far, most of your investments have to do with Lightning. Tell us how that's progressing and also what's next. Are you looking at liquid sidechain? Like what are you looking into the future?
Right.
Because you got to think ahead. You're the early stage VC guy.
Tone has been more bullish on liquid from the very beginning than anyone really that I know. I mean, still, there's not a lot of activity with it. But we're contemplating actually doing a small fund for just liquid projects that we hope that maybe someone like Blockstream might be an anchor LP and help fund. There's a lot of stuff coming out with liquid right now, but still, it's just like no one's using Lightning. So if you're not using Lightning, you're probably not really using liquid. You got people on deck. Tone's got a wait list.
Oh, well, we got Mark Moss and Alex Svetsky coming out.
They got to talk about that new book that they did. All right, so ltng.ventures, sign up and have some fun.
Yep. Thanks a lot, man. We'll do a full interview on dive into a lot of those
you'll
projects.
Get the full scoop on chess later. Tone will give you a play-by-play.
Yeah. Grab the books, guys. Come on over. All right.
What's up?
We got Mark Moss in the house. You weren't presenting this year. I remember your presentation here last year was great.
I did a keynote presentation last year.
Yep.
Gary says he doesn't want people to do presentations 2 years in a row.
Yeah, that's why I haven't spoken here in a few years.
Yeah, so I was gonna do I was supposed to do a little mini presentation and present somebody, but I guess it fell through. I did my little presentation at the Commons the other night. How cool is that having the Commons?
Yeah, it's really cool. I was there. I was there yesterday as well. They did that panel there. It's really cool.
Yeah. Oh, or for
Oh no, go ahead. I have one. That's all you.
Oh, you got it.
Oh, Svetsky's coming. Yeah, you and Svetsky share the mic.
All right, we'll share the mic.
All right, so here they are. We got Mark Moss and Alex Svetsky joining us. They got their book. I'm gonna have to cut off screen share in a second. So check them out. You guys, of course, know Svetsky. Your Twitter handle has been banned in a while. What's going on?
I've been polite. Right there. Svetsky writes.
There
There we go.
he is. All right, so I'm gonna cut the screen share so I can show you guys the books. So you guys wrote a book called the Uncommunist Manifesto. I joined your dinner the other day in like a few months ago in Miami, and you guys also have a magazine.
That's Alex magazine. Yep, Bitcoin Times.
Yes, the Bitcoin Times. It's like a limited edition collector's item with, you can see the number on the back. There's
Each
like
one's printed.
Yeah, each one is printed and there's a unique number. So this
So
one's
there's only
number 52.
so there's 2,100 copies of each one.
Ever.
All right, so I got numbers 3 and 4 yesterday, and now I gotta go on the hunt. Issues 3 and 4, yeah. And I gotta be on the hunt for 1 and 2. I'm gonna try to collect them all. There will only be 21 of these. How many?
21 in total over 21 years and 2,100 prints of each collection.
Wait, so it's 1 a year?
1 a year.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I just happened to, because this is the first time I'm printing them. So I printed last year and the year before was 3 and 4. So this year is edition 5, and that'll be the Austrian edition.
So what happens with 1 and 2?
I'm gonna print those next year. So they're actually available online as digital.
Oh.
They're not printed yet. Yeah.
Oh
I'll
damn.
come
Okay,
back
so it was good that I bought those. So I'm gonna try to collect them all.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then we got the Uncommunist Manifesto, which was written as a not a rebuttal of the original Communist Manifesto book, but it was written as a better version, we'll say, an updated version, we'll call it, because Communist Manifesto was written a few hundred years ago, right at the turn of the agrarian age going into the Industrial Revolution. And so with the benefit of hindsight now, we see how wrong it was. It was always wrong, but now we can really see how wrong a disaster it's been, how many hundreds of millions of people have been killed in the wake. And a lot of people think that communism is kind of over. It's just been repackaged and relabeled.
Yeah, pretty much. We're still like, it's just, the world's still crazy.
The world's so crazy. And so like Karl Marx writes in the original book, if I summarize communism in one statement, it's the abolition of private property. Today, Klaus Schwab says you'll own nothing, be happy.
Exactly.
Same thing.
Yep.
Right. We hear,
Couldn't agree more.
in the original Communist Manifesto, they talk about wanting to take over the state, controlling the means of production. Today, the World Economic Forum talks about public-private partnership.
Yeah, and like stakeholder capitalism, which is an idea from like the 1920s and 30s that failed. Man, it's really crazy. And Svetsky, tell us what's new in your world. Tell us what's new in your world.
What's new? So I guess my move to become, to do writing full time. So I signed a deal with Bitcoin Magazine. So I'm going to be producing 3 books next year. One is going to be called The Bushido of Bitcoin, which is basically, if you're familiar with what Bushido means, it's like the moral code, the samurai. And I'm going to be talking about what moral code do Bitcoiners need to embody as we essentially inherit the earth. Because as the world gets more and more dumb, we will start to acquire more and more of the wealth. So we need to show up in a particular way. We don't want to be a bunch of peasants and a bunch of morons with money, right? So,
well, we don't have time to plug all your links from your link tree, but what do you want to focus on? What should I pull up?
Get people to jump on Uncommunist Manifesto. That's the thing. Like, we want to get that book into as many people's hands as possible. And the Bitcoin Times goes on sale next week online.
Yeah, it's great, especially if you walk around at night with this book, because the Un is in red. So it looks like you're walking around with a Communist Manifesto. So everyone's going to come and ask you all about it, because that's where life's going. So it's awesome.
We think it's maybe one of the most important books for the time. We're hoping it can be one of the most influential books of the time, because right now, obviously, the whole world is changing rapidly before our very eyes. Censorship is running rampant. We're seeing the rise of this public-private partnership where private corporations are being influenced by the state. Zuckerberg was on Joe Rogan the other day saying, he said, look, the FBI told us to censor information.
Which is insane. Like, the FBI has become, anyway, I promised Swan I would get political. I promised Swan I would get political on this stream.
But the purpose is, or the point is that we're seeing the rise of this right before our very eyes. And so it's never been more important. And so while, again, communism might seem like an old topic, it's actually still more alive and relevant maybe today than it ever has been. And so understanding it at kind of this basic kind of first principles level will hopefully allow you to kind of formulate your own ideas off of it. It's a short book, easy to read. Grab a couple quick ideas and then share them with other people.
Right, Mark, you also have an amazing YouTube channel. Please follow Mark Moss on YouTube as well. You got almost 400,000 followers on YouTube, which is awesome. Congrats, man.
I've got 1,200 followers.
And both of you, thank you for coming to Unconfiscatable, like 6 months ago and speaking at that event.
That was a super fun event. I loved it. hopefully you keep doing it.
Yeah, and I got to get you guys to the financial summit one of these days, man. That's right up your wheelhouse too. So we got to get you there.
I'd love to go to Bali. I never
Keep the Bali dates open.
Me and Tom caught up in Bali.
We did catch up in Bali. That was so random.
Do you have any questions coming in?
Let me see. Yeah, you guys got any questions for Svetsky or Mark? Yeah, like the YouTube's always on a few minutes delay, even on a live stream. But not yet so far. Everyone wants to know the price of Bitcoin. Do you have an opinion on what's going on? We just dropped below 20K.
Oh, we dropped below 20.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy. I mean, I think, do you know what's funny? I've said for a while now that we're just gonna go sideways and we're gonna kind of like shake everyone out, and I just think that that's gonna continue. I don't read charts as good as you do or any of that stuff.
Yeah, you got the Mount Gox, the 140,000 coins about to get distributed somehow. I know that's what I keep saying. It's like what I say. Yeah, I've been listening to Japan collapsing for 25 years. When is it gonna eventually happen?
So when the Mt. Gox coins get released doesn't mean they're gonna get dumped on the market either.
Right.
So I don't know. What I would say about the price is obviously not the technical analysis chops like you have, but from a macro analysis lens or even a geopolitical lens, we have at least 6 or 7 giant landmines in the world today that we're dealing with 3 potential nuclear threats: Russia, Ukraine, Israel, Iran, Taiwan, China. We have numerous holes. Japan's about to fall off a cliff. The EU's about to break up.
Yep, the EU part. That's my biggest one. The euro breaking up. I've been talking about it for 8 years.
But we're getting there, right? So we're seeing Germany's been this economic powerhouse that drags the whole EU along, and now their energy prices have gotten so high they're deindustrializing, so they're shutting down manufacturing. When they shut down manufacturing, there's no engine for Europe anymore, and the whole thing will collapse. In the UK, I just saw this week their energy bills are now as much as a house payment. So now just keep their lights on. They have to make a second.
It's out of control. Yeah, it's out of control. Actually, we just tweeted about that. We just started tweeting economics on the financial summit. Oh, I hate Twitter. Like, so it's every time you want to click on something, you never click on what you want.
Grind sideways, like Svetsky's saying, unless one of these numerous big
landmines
take hold. Which, you know, if we see the S&P 500 drop 50%, Bitcoin's going to drop 50% too.
I mean, there you go. Here are the energy bills.
Oh.
This is yep, and Britain's energy. This is in the UK, right there.
I mean, me, I just give it into psychology. I don't think the Bitcoin price is going back up significantly until people are on board of Bitcoin, board of Ethereum, board of shitcoins, board of everything. Like, we basically need to see Bitcoin retire or just leave. Well, once we have like a capitulation like that, then we're back. You know.
I don't know about that. I mean, Bitcoin stayed through the 2019 bear market and Bitcoin went back up. I think we've seen massive capitulation. I think the capitulation was Terra Luna, Celsius, Voyager, and then we saw the miners capitulate. The miners dumped all their holdings.
I think capitulation in terms of boredom, like, you know, once there's like very little money to be made, then people get bored and they leave and they look at something else. And I think at the moment there's still too much hope that we're going to go back up again.
What I would add to that is, I think while there's massive bearish headwinds for Bitcoin in the short term, there's massive bullish tailwinds for Bitcoin in the long term. So what we're witnessing is a 100-year sovereign debt bubble burst, and something has to replace that on the other end. So when the bubble bursts, it can drag Bitcoin down, but then something else has to take its place.
Right.
And that's what's
so. So a couple of things I completely agree with. I don't believe in an everything bubble. Some people just like a cop out. There's no such thing as an everything bubble. Something is going to go up. Money has to go somewhere. To me, the riskiest asset in the world is government debt. To me, that's the most riskiest asset in the world. And that's why I think my view on the stock market is, I think the stock market is going to find a bottom later this year. What's your view on the stock market?
So again, right, I think if the Fed can kind of keep things status quo through November, December, maybe they would have pulled off the miracle of the century and achieve the soft landing. Most likely not. The consensus, not on Twitter or general consensus of the plebs, but consensus of most of the high-level people I would consider mentors or peers, think that we'll probably see a 50% drop before the November election. And again, if that happens, then I think Bitcoin could tumble down. And my consensus is I kind of feel like they're going to hold it together.
I mean, I didn't give a fuck.
Speaking of not giving a fuck, have you paid attention to what's going on in the Ethereum world? And what do you think is going to happen when they try to go proof of stake?
Zero attention. I have no idea.
Zero fucks
I
given,
literally-
basically.
yeah. I don't even know anything was happening. People come up to me telling me about like ETH 2.0. What do you think is gonna happen? I was like, what's ETH 2.0?
No, the bigger thing that I've been paying attention to in regards to Ethereum isn't necessarily the merge per se, but the Tornado Cash situation. So I think what's really interesting is what happened with Tornado Cash is for the first time ever, we're seeing a protocol or really a public utility become sanctioned. So typically sanctions are reserved for people, maybe businesses, maybe even nations. There's some sort of due process where maybe they could challenge that sanction. But in this case, we're sanctioned a public utility. What do I mean by that? A public utility is like a road, right? A road is just a public good. Criminals drive on roads. Criminals
and cars.
And
they drive cars, which could be used as a weapon.
So you can sanction a public utility that people can use and has no due process where they could challenge that. So I think what's really interesting, if you really dig behind the hood of what's going on, if you look at that in conjunction with the January 6th thing, in conjunction with the Alex Jones thing, it's really an attack on free speech from every single angle. Because encryption has already been defended as freedom of speech 3 times by the Supreme Court, and this is an attack on free speech, in my opinion.
Yeah, if I'm still streaming, just come by. Sorry.
Oh.
Or send someone else.
So I think using the Alex Jones thing, like he said really mean things about Sandy Hook, so that should be a crime. He has to pay a $50 million fine. Donald Trump said mean things that caused an attack. Now Tornado Cash. All these things are actually freedom of speech issues, and they're chipping away, and boxing it in closer. So in regards to Ethereum, I think that's the more interesting take, especially as a Bitcoiner.
Anything to add?
I don't even know what Sandy Hook is.
Oh yeah, you're not an American.
Yeah, well, I mean, I agree with Mark in the sense that, I mean, all of these things function like slippery slopes, right? Is that you set poor precedents, then you set another poor precedent, and you kind of keep going in that direction, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. I mean, I don't know what the hell this world is going to look like in 5 years, and I don't think, being in on stream for a second.
All right, one second. Wait, she wasn't on stream. Hold on.
No, I guess so. Yeah. I'm just older. I'm a kid. All right. How you doing, baby? She's like January.
She's like, no, I'm going back to daddy.
Yeah, we're live.
Welcome to the family edition of Tone Vays podcast.
We're live on Tone Vays Show.
So what were we saying? Sorry.
I lost my train of thought, but basically, we're all fucked.
You're saying,
well, having Bitcoin makes you sleep better at night a little bit, though.
I mean, that's like, I've told you the story. I got debanked in Australia, like, and the reason they gave me was, we apologize, we can't give you a reason. Okay, so I couldn't appeal, I couldn't do anything. So for me, someone asked yesterday, me and Casey were doing a little talk, and they said, what about investing in stocks and this and that? I said, look, by all means, if you think you can make money, go for it. But particularly for someone like me who's public and saying things, and you guys, at some point, we're going to be on a list, or maybe we're on a list, like that meme you showed me yesterday, like literally us. And I don't know, I just sleep better at night knowing that my money is mathematics and not a promise. And that's, at least gives me some semblance of like sanity. And then the question is, what do I do in the meat space? And that's a much broader discussion. And I don't know, I just want to kind of steer clear of the noise and the mess and keep saying what I need to say. Is that meme?
Yeah, I'm gonna show you the meme. Mark, you're gonna laugh at this. I showed it to Svetsky yesterday. We were like laughing. It says, I have to do a screen share on this. So it's basically our life right now. That meme. Right there on the right. I'm gonna show it to the audience. That's my new favorite meme. Right there on the right.
Yeah. I unfortunately, and I got a chuckle out of it. It's funny, but right, any comedy has to have some groundings of truth for it to actually be And I actually told my wife, I think it was about 2 or 3 weeks ago, again, back to the January 6th, Alex Jones, the Tornado Cash, seeing all this happen. And I actually told my wife, I said, I think there's an above 50% chance in the next 2 years I probably won't be able to stay in the United States doing what I'm doing.
That's my concern as well. It's a serious concern.
And what I mean by that is speaking out against the state.
Exactly.
So I can stay in the U.S. if I don't speak out against the state, or I speak against the state and have to leave the U.S. But that's what I'm talking about specifically. So, what people don't realize, and they think, we're obviously the United States, we're broadcasting to the United States, I'm an American, our free speech is protected. But twice in the last century, not ancient history, 1941, 1918, they made it illegal to say anything negative against the state. It was punishable with 20 years in prison, Sedition Act and Smith Act. And so it happened 60 years ago. It could happen again.
All right, guys. Can we end on a positive note?
Yeah, the positive note is that we have Bitcoin, and that, as I said, it's bearish headwinds in the front end because of the macroeconomic viewpoint. But all of this only pushes the inevitability of Bitcoin that much more, which is why it has the bullish tailwinds behind it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess positive note is that in every catastrophe, there's silver linings all over the place, and what happens in these situations is that if you can find the silver lining, and if you can find what am I thinking, like the jet streams or the Gulf streams, you can kind of like flow right past a whole lot of people. But there's a lot of progress to be made in the chaos and in the ugliness. And I don't know, it gives those of us who, I guess, are worthy an opportunity to find that nuance, find the silver lining.
Oh shit! I actually had this crap. I'm like, I hope you guys heard him okay. I actually had this mic on mute for some crazy reason. Fuck me. Hey guys, did you hear him? Okay, no, I think you guys heard him okay, right? I didn't even see any complaints about the audio. All right, I guess it was working for my mic, so at least there's both of them. But hope you guys heard all that. Yeah, no one complained about the mic, which is good. All right, guys, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you, brother.
Pleasure.
All right, guys, let's see who else we can interview. Otherwise, I'm going to wind this down. It's almost 4 p.m. local time. Let's see who else is looking around. Audio was good. Okay, great. All right, very good. Hey, Neil, Jacob, you want to interview? All right, another very sexy Bitcoiner coming on stage.
Sexy.
Hey, brother.
Two sexy Bitcoiners.
No. All right. Am I doing screen share or not? I'm not. Okay. Oh, wait. Camera.
What do I look at? You have such a great setup here.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks for joining.
Thank you for having me.
We are.
I feel very privileged to
Right.
be on.
Why did this do that?
I think last
there we
time
go.
I was on your show was in Mexico for a hot second.
Oh, really?
In August of 2021.
All right. I've been showing way too many links. So let's go. Give my audience an intro. They actually may not familiar with you. They've never seen you on my channel.
Yes.
And I'm gonna pull up your Twitter handle.
So this is a microphone?
Yeah, it's a mic.
Yeah, so my name is Neil Jacobs. My Bitcoin journey is a long one, starting in 2013, where I didn't know what I was doing. Then did a little shitcoining, which was really freaking stupid. But then after
what's your Twitter handle?
Just Neil Jacobs, Neil-J-A-C-O-B-S.
Oh, that's I always spell Neil like the wrong way.
Yeah, J-A-C-O-B-S.
There you are. I follow you. All right.
And then after 2017, I never bought a shitcoin again and started diving down the Bitcoin rabbit hole.
What got you into that rabbit hole, like the Bitcoin only world?
I lost money shitcoining, and that was my lesson to like never.
So I learned the hard way, not from listening to certain people.
No, and when I said, I first bought Bitcoin in 2013, there weren't like many books or podcasts available that I knew of at the time.
Yeah, very
few.
It was just the World Crypto Network, basically, where I kind of
didn't
started.
even know
Yeah.
it was available back then. Yeah, so now
what do you do now?
So full time, I'm still. I have a full-time fiat job. I am a CPA, but I also do a bunch of different like random things in the Bitcoin space. I do some contract work for Swan Bitcoin, the Bitcoin conference.
Swan, right behind us, right there.
Yeah, love Swan. The Pacific Bitcoin conference, and if you haven't got your tickets, you're not promo coding any of
The
this,
Pacific
right?
Bitcoin conference on unfortunately, I will have to only join on Spaces because I'm in Asia.
Could I throw out my promo code for that? Or
Yes.
do you have one? Because I don't want to show your thunder.
No, it's okay. I don't mind throwing. I don't mind supporting. How do they? Is it like linked somewhere in your? Here it is. No, it's Swan show.
So I have 2 podcasts.
All right.
Inside Bitcoin, which is a weekly commentary show about like news, and then I started a new thing a few weeks ago called the Bitcoin News Show, which is a 2 to 4 minute read of like Bitcoin news daily every weekday. And I also started a merch company, Bitcoin only merch, FOMO 21. You can see right here. This is from my shop.
They can't see very well. Hold on. Now they can see it.
Yes. So this is one of the shirts. I'm gonna give you a shirt.
All right.
And yeah, FOMO21.com.
All right, that is your Bitcoin news show.
Yes.
And yeah, well, if you follow Neil, you'll get his promo link for Pacific Bitcoin. I don't have a promo link for Pacific Bitcoin because I don't want people to be confused that I'm expecting to be there in person. I'm only going to be there on Spaces. So I'll still like promoting it, but not directly.
Yeah. So you just
it's a great conference.
Yeah.
It's not conflicting with my events a week later, but between Bali and Asia, it's Bali and Dubai. I'm going to be on outside of the world, unfortunately.
Well, I love the conferences. A lot of people you'll see on like
you were at Unconfiscatable.
Yes, I was. I loved Unconfiscatable. And I can't wait to go next year. Have you given any tentative details about next year?
You know,
I've heard some rumors about dates.
October, it was gonna do in October, but it's football season and a hotel price like $500 at the D. So we may do it during the week. We may just skip a year. It was just too much. Like I almost had it's so hard to organize these things.
Now the Bitcoin 2023 is the end of May, so maybe having beginning of March again isn't the worst thing. For
it's not. We can do April, but now we're too close to April. Like we have to get the wheels turning like tomorrow, and I have the financial summit coming up in 2 months, so we can't do it.
Yeah, there's so many. There's so many conferences. I love the conferences. I know some people are like, "Oh, don't go to conferences, stack more Bitcoin," but I love hanging out with Bitcoiners, and there's potentially opportunities for you to make more Bitcoin once you meet Bitcoin.
There's another reason, right? The other reason is as much as like we have disliked a lot of people like Roger Ver and the rest, I still give them credit for being a VC in all those early Bitcoin companies. Like if no one invests in Bitcoin infrastructure, there will be no Bitcoin infrastructure. So you do have to take a hit and support some of these projects because that makes the rest of your HODL position rise.
Yes, right. Any work you do to advocate or promote Bitcoin will help your own personal HODL stack. Like people gave me, like some people like with my merch company, oh, you shouldn't wear like Bitcoin apparel or like merch. It's like, it's a way to spread the message.
Yeah, you know? I buy books all the time from everyone. Speaking of books, I gotta get VJ. When you walk away, can you just grab VJ? Yeah. He's never been on my podcast. Ask him to bring the poster too. Poster in the book.
Where is VJ?
VJ's right there. Like you look in between those guys, you'll see it.
Like, VJ Boyapati's here?
Yeah.
Why am I blind?
No. I gotta get these guys to book.
I don't even say.
You'll find them. I support. Like I buy books all the time. I then give them away. You gotta support the community a little bit, man.
Yeah, it's important to get the message out. How's it going?
All right, speaking of message, all right, you have any final thoughts?
I got nothing else, but thank you for having me on.
All right,
relevant to our discussion.
Oh wait, I'm relevant to what he's about to say.
Yep,
So we have a Bitcoin person here.
Yeah.
Do you want to take
someone that actually knows what they're doing with code?
That's not true, actually.
Ben to the show. You sobered up, Ben?
I'm always sober.
Last night was fun though.
I kept Bobo Dread kept bankrolling me.
I want a little money. I wanted to play you.
Yeah.
Tonight, you gotta sit at my table.
So he kept bankrolling me, and he's a nice guy, good friend. But in my defense, I gave it all right back to him.
Mostly, yeah.
No, but you talk about FOMO 21 and all that.
Yes, I did a little bit.
So that's a little relevant to what we're doing. We have we just partnered up and we listed FOMO 21 gift cards on our app.
Oh, it's up there? I didn't even know it's up there.
Yeah,
I did.
Come on.
Man, what's your Twitter handle?
A Bitcoin person or the BTC Co.
So we
yeah.
No, I did see you tweet out about it, but I didn't open the app.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for the support.
I got a lot of referrals here. How many people did I bring for that?
But it's nice though.
So yeah, explain your company. This is the company formed by Ben's. There's
All the bands.
that's 3 of you, but you're hiring more.
Yeah, we
So what
actually
is
did
the
just bring
Bitcoin
on
company?
another band. It's a little secret. So the Bitcoin company, its end goal will be like a one-stop shop for all your finances. We want to do everything your traditional bank does, everything a Bitcoin exchange does, and all your Bitcoin rewards in one place. What we did is we started with Bitcoin rewards, so you can buy physical Visa cards or international Visa cards with no KYC. You can buy over like 450 Bitcoin brands, including FOMO21, and earn a percentage back in Bitcoin. So every time I go to a conference like BitBlockBoom, I buy a $500 Airbnb gift card and I earn $50 back in Bitcoin. And so we just like have a rewards account, very similar to like a Fold or a Bit Refill or a Lolly. And then we also have, for any merchants that we don't have, for example, like maybe you want to buy something on FOMO21 and we weren't partnered with them. Well, then you need to pay some way. So you try with Bitcoin. Oh crap, they don't accept it. FOMO21 does, but like, Denny's.com or whatever, like any website. Well, then you just like load it up onto a virtual Visa and pay that way. So it really lets people live off their Bitcoin. It lets you send international remittances. And yeah, here in the next couple weeks, we're rolling out purchases with credit and debit, so you can spend fiat and earn Bitcoin. We'll have international cards, like merchant gift cards. We're adding Apple. And then the big one is this November, we're rolling out our Bitcoin exchange and our banking products. So the idea here is like, when someone comes up to me and they say like, how do I get started with Bitcoin? I don't, even though I know a ton of companies, I know a ton of people, I say like, okay, maybe you set your DCA on Swan, you do your rewards with Fold or Lolly or Bit Refill, and then you do your loans with Unchained. The idea here is that you put all your banking, all your Bitcoin, and all your rewards in one place, and you just have one app that you basically don't need anything else. So that's the idea.
Bitcoin company clearly focused on privacy, security. I love how your website goes directly to downloads.
Well, that's this was actually, speaking of privacy, like there was a way to do a deep
What
link.
am I downloading by clicking on this?
It takes you to the App Store if you're on your phone. Otherwise, it should just take you to a website.
Right.
No, but there was actually Dan, I think Dan Gold from Chaincase called us out. We were using like a QR code generator that would like deep link to the right app store. And he called us out. He's like, they're probably looking at your data. And so we built it ourselves. And so that's why we actually have the /download. But yeah, you can go to our website. You can download it there. It's on iOS, Android. But at the end of the day, we let you live off your Bitcoin and we give you Bitcoin back on everything. It's when I travel, I use the international visas. When I'm riding an Uber, I just load up an Uber and get 5% back in Bitcoin. So it's a little bit of a hack to just get more Bitcoin back. It's a cool way to stack. And Neil here's got like 100 referrals, and so every time you refer someone,
Neil's like the king of referrals.
Yeah, man.
He's got
so I imagine you get alerts all the time.
I get, yeah, so this is my, you can't see here, but I had like,
Yeah.
like another 22 cents.
Yeah. So every time, yeah. See, you're killing it. Killing it. It's like a cool way to DCA, I guess. But yeah, I got all the money all the rewards I've made on our app, I've now lost in poker to Tone. So that's kind of embarrassing.
All right, Neil, need a favor. That's VJ over there. Can you let him know to come over with that big poster that is on the ground, the big white one?
Yeah, I don't.
For an interview.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you. All right, let me go back to screen share, close some of these tabs. And glance at the price of Bitcoin one more time. Nothing is really happening right now, but we are sitting at under $20,000. And look, the technical chart is not looking great for Bitcoin. The stock market is looking significantly better. Yes, this was a bad week, but I do think that I'm not expecting the stock market to go into a new low. It is possible it can go to a new low, but that is not something that is written in stone yet. Bitcoin, however, is more likely to go down to a new low. Let's see if there's any questions. Oh, I forgot to tell Neil. If Neil comes back for Newly, I'm going to tell him what you said. Can't hear Neil. Why couldn't you hear Neil? Both my microphones are now working. Otherwise, the Bitcoin couple was here, formerly crypto couple. Now it's the Bitcoin couple. It's been a great event. So many good people. Jack Bowlers was here, but I missed him. Edwin has a comment. Once you don't care about the materialistic world, then you'll see what we are meant to be in the universe. That is true. That is definitely true. I see Matt Odell's walking by. Lots of cool people here. We're gonna wait for VJ. I've never had VJ on the show. Brecky. Speaking of Swan. Hey, Brecky, you want to say a few words on a live stream? All right, I'm gonna turn the camera off. Let go off. Sorry, turn the camera on. There we go. All right, we got Brecky joining us. You're part of the Swan team.
I am.
And I mean, I've been promoting it the whole time. Thanks for giving me the booth in order to do the live stream. And tell us a little more what's going on. What do you do for them?
Well, I'm the creative director for Swan, and I oversee Swan Studios. So these days, we just launched the Hard Money Show with Natalie Brunell, which we're all really excited about. And yeah, we're just trying to create great Bitcoin content, and create content that you can share with your family and with no coiners alike, and kind of change the
you now?
game. That's me now, yeah.
Right.
I've got a hodl not helmet on like most people. How's Bitcoin looking? Are we going up or down, Tom?
It's not looking good. Don't even ask. Don't even ask. Just keep stacking. You're working a company that literally does that. So
Yeah. I don't pay attention to the price.
yeah. Take your salary in Bitcoin yet?
I mean, I just use Swan. I convert part of my salary every day.
All right.
I got for
Very cool.
my artwork. I get paid in Bitcoin. So
Oh, there it is. There's your artwork. Let's take a look. So you make these?
I make these. I started carving stone and low
Is
time
this
preference art.
like in there permanently? Like you can't like.
No, you can take it out, but it fits in
Ah.
there pretty nicely. So
Oh, nice. Nice. Very good. That's pretty cool. I think I saw that somewhere, like in person.
In Miami, I had them.
Yeah, I thought this looked super familiar. Really, really cool. Anything else you want to promote here? Or Pacific Bitcoin, of course, coming up.
Of course. We'll see
Check
y'all
that out,
there.
guys. I will be joining via Spaces when they do Cafe Bitcoin. During it, I will be on the other side of the world, unfortunately, for Pacific Bitcoin in order for schedules to clash. And the Natalie Brunell show, I haven't seen her all day. She's supposed to interview me and say, oh, VJ, you're next, man. Come on, bring the big poster, though, when you come over. Natalie, oh, Surfer Jim, don't go too far. I want to grab you for the live stream.
I'm just gonna get a water.
Yep, go for it. There's Natalie Brunell. You guys are producing her show now.
We're producing a show. We just interviewed Cynthia Lummis and been interviewing all sorts of folks here at BitBlockBoom, and excited to share a little story about Austin later.
All right, very cool, guys. Check out the Hard Money. I haven't seen Natalie Brunell today, but would have been cool to join the show, but that's okay. There's always the next time. And all right, thanks, man. I'm gonna get a VJ.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you. Sweet, perfect. Oh, we're gonna put this here, and we're gonna put VJ on the other chair. Can you guys see that? Hold on. Extra small. Surfer Jim is extra small. All right. Swan is going to be blocked for a minute. Oh, that's a disaster waiting to happen. At least we can get his name in there, right? Boom. All right, we got his name in. I can lower the camera, maybe. There it is. There we go. We'll get BJ over here in a second. I'll pull up his Twitter profile. Guys, these Bitcoin events are great. You meet so many awesome people. I'm waiting on VJ, but jump in until VJ gets here. I don't know, he disappeared.
Are you on?
Yeah, I'm on. Yeah. Come on in, Surfer Jim. Oh. There. Oh, yeah, he's coming next. So, but you good? You're still on camera.
Oh, I am?
Yeah. There you are.
Oh,
Yeah, we're good. All right. We're joined by Surfer
What's
Jim.
up,
That was a
folks?
really cool intro for Dread.
Oh,
they did
thanks,
today.
thanks.
Look at you. You're like, what was that movie? With the flare. Oh man.
No idea.
Office Space. You ever watch
Oh,
Office
oh, oh, oh.
Space?
I've never seen the whole movie.
Oh, you gotta watch Office Space.
I know, I should.
This just reminds me of Office Space.
Well, Gary's got the pins. I don't know. I've been here 4 years. I had to collect all the pins. So this is fun. I sound like shit. Obviously, I'm losing my voice, but this is what always happens.
No,
Too
it's
much
all good.
talking.
It's all good. Surfer Jim, tell us what's new in your world, man. And well, when are you gonna join the Bitcoin full-time community and just keep talking shit?
You know, hopefully in about a year. I'm trying to retire. I know you know that. I gotta sell a lot of stuff. I gotta get out of the construction business. Once I do that, I'm free to just talk about Bitcoin every day, all day long. So I'm certainly happy to do that. Anybody wants to pay me to do that, I'll take the money. But right now, I just love talking Bitcoin. So I don't know.
All right, did you cancel any billionaires this year in 2022?
Not that I know of. I certainly didn't go out of my way to try to. I don't know. Chamath's still a kook. VJ's here. I should get up and let you talk to VJ, dude. You know me. I'm around all day. I'll come back and talk,
Surfer,
but he's got limited time. So
yeah, we'll walk through. Stop by again. All right, we got VJ. You know, leave that there. There you go. You're still on camera. All right, I'll pull up your Twitter handle, and then we're gonna, because I'm on screen share.
Yeah.
There's VJ. Nice artwork right there.
Yeah.
All right. Your first time on my channel. Guys, go ahead and follow VJ. You have your own podcast as well, and I'm gonna cut the screen share. Camera's right there. Tell my audience a little bit about yourself. I'm sure they're familiar with your work. You got an awesome book. I'm supporting. Just bought a copy. Got it personally signed. And go for it. Floor is yours.
Oh, thanks for your support and thanks for all the stuff you've done for Bitcoin as well. So I'm VJ. I'm the author of The Bullish Case for Bitcoin. I'm a software engineer by training. I came over to the United States to do a PhD in computer science, but ended up taking a job and ended up at Google in the early days before it IPO'd and became this huge company that it is today.
Wow, you don't look that old, man.
I'm old.
That's impressive.
I appreciate that, but I am pretty old. I just had my 4th kid.
Oh,
But
congrats.
thank you.
You got 2 more to catch up to Jimmy, though.
I don't know if I'll ever catch up to Jimmy. Jimmy's giving me a lot of
3
good.
more to catch up to what's his name? Luke Dash.
Oh yeah. Those guys are an inspiration. I don't know how they do it. Jimmy's giving me a lot of good advice about being a dad. But yeah, so being at Google, I think one thing that I got was I had a front row seat on the history of technology. So I think it gave me the ability to appreciate that something can go from being small to being massive. And after I left Google, I came across Bitcoin in around 2011, and it had all the attributes for something that could be world changing in the same way that Google can be world changing. So I feel like, again, you know, it's that feeling of being struck by lightning a second time, to be able to see, have a front row seat on the history of technology again and see how Bitcoin is changing the world. So I feel very privileged to be here with you and at BitBlockBoom with all these Bitcoiners, and it's grown so much from that first conference that I went to in 2013 to see
San Jose?
Yeah, San Jose.
Everyone, you know, it's so funny. Everyone talks about the 2013 San Jose conference while the video is showing Andrea speaking to 3 people.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out how I've already met like 300 people that were at that event, but every video from that event only has like 12 people in it.
Yeah, I think maybe people are outside socializing or something. Yeah, but it's funny because Andreas was one of the people who was pretty prominent in the space back then. And so I expect his talk was actually pretty full by the end of his talk.
All right, so speaking of old tech, so there's 2 shows I want to recommend. One of them, I'm sure, and I'm going to do screen share. One of them I'm sure you've watched, which is Silicon Valley. Have you watched it?
Yeah, I have watched it. It's amazing.
What is it like Google?
Oh, it's so
The
accurate.
company
It's,
that they're portraying.
oh,
like,
it's so accurate that it makes people. Yeah, Hooli.
Hooli is supposed to be Google.
Oh yeah, it's spot on. It's so accurate that it makes people who work in the space uncomfortable. They're like, that's my life right there.
And here's one you might not have heard of. It's called General Magic.
Ah, I've not
Have
heard
you
of
ever heard
that.
of General Magic?
No.
So I strongly recommend you watching General Magic. I saw it on an airplane. Sometimes I like to watch documentaries on airplanes.
Mm.
So General Magic, you can see the video footage. It's from the 1980s.
Mm.
And look at this. That is a modern day smartphone. So this was an attempt by the smartest engineers in the late 1980s to develop a smartphone.
Wow.
And you see these interviews, like they're asking, like actually that woman right there, she's standing in front of a bunch of servers and they're like, so right there, that scene. They're like, so how small do you think it'll be? She's pointing to her wrist. She's
Yeah.
maybe like it's gonna be on a watch.
And people thought she was crazy, right?
Right. This is in the 80s.
Yeah.
These were like the Apple engineers that quit.
Yeah.
And they went to build a modern day smartphone in the late 80s. This was like the magical company. That's why we call it General Magic. No one knew exactly what they were building, but everyone wanted to invest in it. And the company eventually collapsed because while they were building the smartphone, 10 to 15 years ahead of its time, they missed the internet. So it's like, imagine 50 of the like Silicon Valley smartest coders building something while a bunch of new kids develop the internet. And here we are again with Bitcoin.
Yeah. I mean,
you have to watch this documentary.
it looks amazing. You know, the story that you're telling me, the summarized version you're giving me, reminds me a lot of Xerox PARC. There was this research laboratory funded by Xerox that invented all of computer technology that we're familiar with today. The mouse, graphical user interfaces, object-oriented programming, and they didn't know what to do with it because they were a photocopier company. And then Steve Jobs came along and he saw this and he was like, "Oh my God, I got to commercialize this." But it's interesting how people can be that far ahead of their time, but still miss the opportunity because the timing's wrong or they don't get one of the details right. But yeah, Bitcoin is interesting because Satoshi got all the details right the first time, which is absolutely insane.
They spent all their time trying to create. Oh wait, the camera is not on you. They spent so much of their time developing the modern day emojis while missing the actual internet development, right? like those emojis were so important back then, right? But back then, doing those emojis was like it was like, oh my God, this isn't crazy. Now it's like simple, right?
Yeah.
So they were doing this like side stuff, missed the whole picture.
Yep, that's it. That's a lot of history.
And this is how I feel about the altcoin space.
Right.
There's two directions you can take that concept. It's like, oh, the Bitcoiners are missing the altcoin. No, it's the other way around. You guys are focusing on these tangential little things that aren't important.
Yep.
It's separating money from state.
Yep.
That's important. That's the big picture.
Yep.
Separating government's control of communication with a public internet. That's the big picture. And they missed it.
Yeah, absolutely. I've always been interested in Bitcoin because of that big picture, because I think it's something that can become the world's reserve currency. And that is such a profoundly important thing geopolitically. It changes the entire world. So I remember in 2014 to 2017, all these different coins to do these different things like a dental coin and bread coin and all this stupid stuff. It's like, this is not what's important. This is not going to change the world. What's going to change the world is if we remove the US dollar as the reserve currency and get to an apolitical system that can't be inflated. That makes the world better in a lot of very important ways.
This is a really tough discussion that I have with a lot of people. Like we have always grew up, like even us and here's one more. The Anarchist on HBO is a crazy documentary.
I have not heard of that either.
It's a brand new one actually. It's about the anarcho-capitalists down in Acapulco with the Anarchapulco conference. It was like half crypto, half million scams. But anyway, on a side note, so this concept, like a lot of us have been, on the fighting for the freedom side for like even before Bitcoin or in the early stages of Bitcoin when we didn't know Bitcoin existed. And this concept of a world reserve currency was always scary. It's like, no, we don't want a world reserve currency. We don't want a world controlling any single thing. And this is the big discussion. I'm sure people know, but in the case of Bitcoin, it's good because nobody controls it. It's the worst thing in the world is that single currency that a single government entity controls. But with Bitcoin, that won't happen. That's why Bitcoin is so important.
Right. It's it's a neutral currency that's not.
I'm sorry. Hey, Gary, I'm gonna need you for a quick interview about your conference. If you're up for it, if you're not too tired. 2 minutes after VJ.
It's a neutral currency that's apolitical and doesn't bear the mark of any country, which is really good for world trade. It's good for peace on earth. You just look historically, when we were on a gold standard, that was the period of human history that had the greatest flourishing of human well-being in history. The 19th century was a time of great increased prosperity, and I think we'll see that again once we get onto a Bitcoin standard.
Yeah, no, I hope so as well. I mean, most innovations were done under the gold standard. That's when most innovations were done. Since the 1950s, all we've had is the internet and now Bitcoin. So since after Bitcoin, like, I'm not sure what's coming next. I know it's going to be incredible, but I also know the timeline is it'll take longer.
Space travel. I hope it's space travel.
My lifetime, or a teleporter or something. Hopefully in my lifetime, there will be another innovation as important to the world as Bitcoin, and hopefully
we have teleportation, Tone. Bitcoin is gold with teleportation built in.
So here's a crazy concept, right? I haven't even brought this up yet. Like, we always used to debate time travel, right? People always debate that. Oh, if you can go back in time, you can do this and this. And like, I'm gonna take people down a different rabbit hole here. I don't believe in time travel anymore because of Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin is like that one scarce thing, right? Prior to Bitcoin, yeah, you go back in time. Maybe you know when to invest in gold. Maybe you know when to buy this stock or buy that stock. But if time travel was possible, there'd be like a single person with all the Bitcoin. There wouldn't be hard drives of Bitcoin in landfills. This wouldn't have happened. Like, the existence of Bitcoin probably proves that you can't go back in time.
Right. The Bitcoin with the hard drive with 10,000 Bitcoins in a dumpster. That's proof right there that time travel is impossible.
Right.
I like that idea.
It's an interesting concept. I mean, like, it's my first time I ever mentioned it. It's like, it's so weird. It's so random, but like, this is why Bitcoin is so unique. Because this is the one thing that you would actually go back in time for. Because it's so scarce.
Yep.
And there will only be what, like 2 million left.
Yep. And you'd be incredibly rich. Be the richest man on earth.
Right. Exactly. All right.
Well, it's great seeing you, Tony.
Thanks for joining.
Yeah.
Great discussions. Hopefully I'll see you at Unconfiscatable or another future event.
Yes.
And enjoy the rest of your day.
Cheers. Thanks, Tony.
I wanted to get Gary before I cut it. I almost stole him. I'm ready for Gary to close it out. Oh yeah, we can get Matt. Yeah, Matt, if you want to jump on a live stream. Matt from Start 9. There he comes. Got a mic for you right here. Yeah, go for it. I'm gonna pull up your social media.
What's up? What do you want?
Yeah, Matt Hill. Have a seat. Hold the mic. There he is. There's Matt Hill. I'm gonna do a screen share in a second. All right, we got Matt Hill. The conference is almost over. You still got to play some chess and some poker, so you're not done yet. Are you in the chess tournament?
No, I'm not. Should I be?
You should be. It's fun. Sure. So Lex is in it. Bitcoin Mechanic, one of your team members. And so Matt, that was a little. You've been on my channel before, but give us a brief intro. You're wearing the Start 9 shirt. We'll promote it some more. Big fan. Go for it.
Yeah, Matt Hill, CEO of Start 9, one of the co-founders over there. And we, our tagline on the back of this shirt, which you can't see, is sovereign computing.
Yep, there it is. Verified.
That may or may not mean.
We got Gary next. Yep.
May or may not mean anything to people, but what it means is computing without trusted third parties. The ability to do any normal thing you would want to do on a computer, whether it's word processing, messaging, data storage, running a Bitcoin node, running a Lightning node, and being able to do all of those things without depending on, relying on, paying or trusting a third party.
Yep. And if you guys are going over to Start9, please use my affiliate page so they know that I'm not useless. Because they do hopefully know when I send them traffic. You guys got a new product coming out. People could pre reserve it, what the hell is it called? I need to do that myself.
Yeah, it's a pre-sale, and you can put a deposit down. It's called the Embassy Pro. You know, until now, us and pretty much anyone who has offered any kind of plug and play Bitcoin node or Lightning node device has run off of a Raspberry Pi. I believe that the Ronin Dojo team also offers a Rock Pro 64 variety of their product. Don't quote me on that, but ultimately, these little underpowered Tinkerer SBCs were not really going to cut it. In a mass market adoption scenario, they don't scale with the number of services that people want to run on their devices. And so we're coming out with what we call the Embassy Pro. The Embassy Pro is based on the Purism Librem Mini, which is a very powerful full computer. It is an Intel i7 4.9 gigahertz processor with Intel Management Engine ripped out, by the way. So all of Intel's sort of backdoor spyware crap has been disabled at the firmware level. So it's very private. It has a 32 gigabytes of RAM, a 2 terabyte NVMe disk. So it's very fast on all fronts, and is for both power users, people who want to have the latest, greatest rocket ship available of the Bitcoin node, but also for people who are Uncle Jimming it for others, who want to run nodes, a Bitcoin node for their friends and family who just aren't going to do it otherwise, or who want to host data and chat services for their organization, whether it's a church or a school, or even a large friend group. The Embassy Pro enables you to sort of be the cloud server for your organization, friends, or family, so that instead of trusting Google, they're trusting you. And that's a little bit better.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to those days where it's super easy to send text messages to people and you store the data, not the middleman. Sending emails to people, you're storing that. Like all data, you are actually storing it in a simple way that's encrypted. That's starting to happen with email. But at least you can like kind of password protect your own email on other people's servers. But hopefully this will spread. Plus, it's a Bitcoin node. All communication.
First and foremost, that's what it was. Yeah.
You're just in control of all your digital messages.
Correct. Yeah, and even with email, there's a lot of these encrypted email service providers like Proton Mail or something like that.
But they still store.
It's still on their server. So you don't really know what software is running. Even if a company, say like Signal, for instance, so Signal is chat platform for group messaging, team messaging, and it's touted as open source and end-to-end encrypted. So you can get online and you can look at Signal's code, and you can verify it, and you can hire someone to verify it. But you can't prove that the code you're looking at online is the code that's actually running on the Signal mothership server. There is no way to make that link. You can look at code and you can run the software, but you cannot in any way, shape, or form prove that the software is running the code. And so it's kind of, in a way, a farce. You can't, it's a trust, not verify, as opposed to a don't trust, verify approach. Whereas with something like Embassy and Embassy OS, which is what we offer, you can download the source code of the messaging protocol that you want to run, compile it locally on your machine, upload it to your embassy, and use it for your friends, family, business, or organizational needs, knowing through your own verification process, which does not require technical expertise, that you are running end-to-end encrypted, onion routed, totally private, censorship resistant software. No trust required.
That is absolutely awesome. And wishing you guys the best. Guys, go to Start9. Get on that pre-sale. It's a startup. You'll support the Bitcoin community. We talked about this already. If everyone is just hodling Bitcoin and no one is willing to invest in Bitcoin's infrastructure, that Bitcoin may not be worth as much in the future. So definitely support Bitcoin-only startups. we support them on this channel.
Thanks, Don.
Matt, pleasure. Thank you for joining. All right, guys. I see Gary in front of me. Maybe I can finally steal him for an interview. Gary, I'm ready for you if you have 2 minutes, and I'll give you your hat back. All right, guys. Gary finally got to sit down. I haven't seen him sit down in 3 days. Gary, the mastermind of BitBlockBoom. Thank you for organizing this once again. Thank you for the invite. Another amazing event. What do you think of this one compared to your prior ones? What's changed? What do you love stayed the same?
Well, we don't have COVID anymore.
Yeah.
That changed. There's no one yelling at us for not wearing masks. That's a big change right there, not getting yelled at. But not like we listened or cared. But we had more people this time. I'd say we had about 600 people this time. Our space, I think, was better. You know, to the public, tickets are going on sale in about a week for next year. So we have like the best location we've ever had. Then, I mean, that's it's gonna be fantastic.
Are you going to a different location next year? A little bit
Different
bigger.
hotel. Yeah, about 1,000 people, maybe.
Oh wow, you're gonna expand it.
1,500. Yeah, yeah. So it's a big space. I could do 3,000 in there, but I don't want to create.
Do you have a date set yet for next year?
So last full weekend in August.
Which one?
The last full weekend in August.
The last full weekend in August.
The last weekend in August actually ends on Saturday, so it's not that
Right,
weekend.
not that one. The full,
full weekend.
Yeah. So through the last Sunday.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, actually, you know, it's going to be really pretty good. I think. You know, I'm sorry, I'm just tired. I'm kind of worn down, but I'm getting my energy.
Yeah, I know. I won't keep you, but look, guys, you know the conference. I've been streaming live from here a bunch of times. I showed up. I almost didn't recognize Gary. You lost about 40, 50 pounds, 60? 42 pounds in a matter of months.
Yeah.
What's the secret? How'd you do it?
Started eating 1 meal a day. Yeah. And now I'm fine.
Cut out the sugar, cut out the carbs, 1 meal a day.
Actually, I quit. I wanted to lose weight so bad I even quit drinking. That was the hardest part.
That is the hardest part.
Yeah,
I'll have to work on that.
I enjoy drinking. I enjoy partying. So that was the hardest part. The food, now it doesn't bother me at all. So I got 12 pounds to go. That'll be pretty easy from here on out. But I do miss the going to a party and everybody's drinking and you're not taking it all.
Yeah, no, absolutely incredible, man. You got a whole new wardrobe now.
Yeah.
I won't keep you.
Thanks,
Gary, thanks a lot for another amazing event. And hopefully I'll see you here again next year.
We look forward to seeing you tonight at the casino party.
Oh yeah, it'll be a casino party, and everyone. I'm starting to get this poker reputation. It's insane.
Yeah, well, you're the man. We'll see you later.
All right, later, Gary. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna wrap this up. It was a perfect way to close out. Gary is the organizer of BitBlockBoom. We got him for that little interview, and I'm gonna jump on screen share one last time, just to glance at the price of Bitcoin, see if anything crazy has happened and has not. We're consolidating right at 20,000. From a technical analysis perspective, this is not a place I would be entering for a short trade. This is a beautiful place to enter as a long-term hodl. I am at the Swan table. Great place to dollar cost average. You can get to Swan through my affiliate page as well. There it is. Swan specific Bitcoin conference, another Bitcoin only conference, will take place in November, a week after the financial summit in Bali. So if you can make it to Bali, then go check out Singapore. Then there's a direct flight out to California, where Pacific Bitcoin conference will be. And guys, thank you so much for watching. It's been like a 3-hour stream. I need a break myself, and then it will be time for the official casino night, and the poker, also the poker, and also the chess tournament, which I will be playing in as well. All right, guys, I'm gonna leave it here. Please follow the Financial Summit Twitter handle, which is constantly tweeting out the latest in economics and trading, and it's going to be doing more TA. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all on the next one. Shout out Swan, link in the video description. Bye, guys.